can say so far is I'm very grateful to still be walking on this earth. I had this feeling inside of me, like the energy does not feel good. Like it just felt like really, really bad, evil energy. And I just remember like thinking like, I think this may be like our last moments and we're gonna lose our lives right now. Hi guys, welcome back to another video. So as you guys can see by the title of today's video, something super unfortunate happened to us, and we wanted to come on here and be vulnerable and let you guys know what happened. So we decided to do a little mukbang, eating dinner, and a story time letting you guys know what recently happened to us. So tonight on the menu for dinner, we actually have a potato omelet, I guess you can say, inspired by the Spanish tortilla with a little bit of Caesar salad. So enough talking, let's get into what happened to us. Okay, so this is something that happened to us 3 nights ago, and we're only starting to make this story time right now because honestly we needed a lot of time to process it, because honestly I can say that it was definitely one of the scariest moments of my entire life. All I can say so far is I'm very grateful to still be walking on this earth.
It was something that we know not only us has experienced in life before, but you know, it's different as hearing people talking about stuff, watching the news, and then they actually happen, you know, to you.
So basically, we just came back from a nice, beautiful day. It was actually such an amazing day. We went to a baby shower, we had fun, we played games, we ate, and honestly, it was a beautiful day. But the way back home, I was the one that drove to the place and back, and each way was almost about 3 hours. So honestly, you know, as you can imagine, I was super tired. It was about 11 p.m. when we were on our way back. I was working the next day, and I didn't want to have to cook or prepare something, you know, getting home so late. So I decided, hey, let me just go stop and buy something real quick. That way I won't have to do it during my lunch hour. I decided to go ahead and stop at 7-Eleven. Honestly, they have simple tuna sandwich. Why not? So we actually pulled up into the parking lot. And as we pulled in, we saw to the left of us, we saw what seemed to be a couple fighting. There was a girl sitting in the driver's seat, and then a guy approached her car and went through the back. It was yelling at her. They were arguing. Honestly, I really thought it was gonna be a situation where he was gonna hit her or something like that. So they were screaming and fighting. And just to be on the safe side, we were kind of sitting in the car just to scope it out and see the vibe, to kind of see like, should we get out? There was also some guys to the right of us, which I think may have been with the guy that was screaming at the girl. And he was in his own world, saying a few things. He was kind of laughing at them.
I don't know if he was laughing, if he was with them, because you know, if you're in a like public place and somebody's fighting, people are gonna watch and they're gonna be like, oh, you know, what's going on or whatever. So we parked right in front of the store. On the left, we had the couple. I don't know if they were a couple. They looked like a couple fighting. And I remember they were talking in Spanish and they were saying, oh, yeah, we are leaving. Yeah, we're leaving. Don't worry, we're going, right? At the same time, like she said, there was some people on the right side, like, cause we're looking this way, right? I don't know what they were doing. Then while she was thinking like, okay, it's time for me to get out, she was asking me, oh, are you gonna stay in the car? And I said yes, because it was 11 p.m. already, we're tired. And then so she was telling me, okay, just close the car when I leave, right? But at the same time she was telling me all this, like there was people coming out and in from 7-Eleven.
Yeah, and it just seemed super sketchy, and you know, it's a late time, it's 7-Eleven. Honestly, these people appear to be like they are involved in substances, like they may belong and be affiliated to
some groups
or something like that. So honestly, I was kind of scoping out the vibe. And honestly, I just had this feeling inside of me, like the energy does not feel good. Like it just felt like really bad, evil energy. And something told me like, I don't think I should get out here. So I was kind of scoping out the scene. I already felt the vibes were off, and I was like, should I get out of this car? I don't know. I still want my sandwich because what am I gonna eat for lunch tomorrow? So I was kind of hesitating, and then I noticed her like kind of looking at me like, okay, and then you were probably thinking like, I don't know if were you thinking like, I don't know if you should get out?
Yeah, I mean, she's explaining all this, right? But when, you know, what was going through her mind, like, there is people fighting outside. You go to places and you see people that look actually like, you know, that's what it is. The people look weird, right? Because you can tell, you like, okay, something is going on. She asked me, like I said before, are you gonna come? No, I'm gonna stay here. Close the car. At the same time, she was like, kind of like, look to the, you know, to the or left, because they were fighting, right? And in my mind, I'm like, wow, like, is this gonna be like something that, you know, they start hitting each other, or I don't know, right? And so yeah, in my mind, I was like, maybe we shouldn't, like, you know, stay here, or if you're going, then just like go quick, right? But I remember that it took, I don't know, like some like minutes, and then she said, no, dude, let's go. Remember? Mm-hmm. And then when she said, oh, no, let's go, I think it was because also the people that were fighting, they start screaming more or something, right? And they like open the door and close the door. I don't know, something like that happened. And then she pressed the button to like go reverse. At that moment,
all we heard was shots being let out. Honestly, as soon as I heard that, I already knew exactly what it was. And I was like, I could not believe that we're being involved in this, honestly. So when that happened, it was about 1, 2, 3 times. And then I was like, wow, like, is this really happening? And I just remember I was like, you know, obviously in a moment like that, your brain gets stuck and you don't know what to do. But for some reason, I was able to be like, tell her like, duck down. So we both ended up ducking down. You know, obviously I was in the driver's seat, she was in the passenger seat, and we ducked down as far as we could. But at that moment, it was not stopping. And then all of a sudden, I just hear something hit my car. And I was like, wow, like this literally, like we were literally in the way of these shots being fired, and it hit my car.
On my way, like going like down on the, like from the seat, I went like, like I was about to cry, because in my mind, I thought that we were done, you know, because it's like, you don't know from where they're coming from, right? The shots that being fired, you know, it could be from your side, from the back, from front. We don't know, because also we went down, right? And then I don't know, it was the third or the fourth that we were down. Oh my god. She, at the same time, she was asking me, should I leave?
Yeah, I just remember like thinking, why are we still here if this is going on? We need to be out of the way of the shots that are being fired. And I just kept asking her, should we leave? Should I leave? And I just remember asking her that at least like 5 times, because I was like, should I drive away so that we're not in the clear view of these things, especially when our car was already hit.
So when the car, like it got hit, the car moved, like it went like boom, like that, right? Because, you know, of course it impacted the car. And then at that time, to be honest, I thought that we're gonna, you know, that we're not gonna survive this. She's asking me, should we go? And I'm like, we're in a shock thing, because we still hear people screaming, all this firing going. We already know that the car being hit. We didn't even thought in the moment if we got hit, because we just like in shock and we were down. She's asking at the same time, should we leave? But mind you, we were under. We don't know where the things are coming from. So to drive, you have to like go up a little bit, right? So it's like, why would you be risky that you're gonna get, you know, whatever in your head, or, you know, whatever, because we don't know. At that time we were down, we don't know where the things are coming from.
Yeah, so it was like a really hard choice, because I kept asking her, should we leave, because I already knew that we might risk being, you know, at least me getting up and having to drive away. You know, we might get into a worse position, and then our car would be hit, or we would obviously be hit in a worse way. So it was so hard in that situation, and honestly, I was so worried. about her, and I just remember like thinking like, I think this may be like our last moments and we're gonna lose our lives right now. And of course I was scared for my life, but honestly I was just so scared that something was gonna happen to her. And it was just something like, I just kept thinking like, I cannot believe this is going on. I would never expect myself to be in this type of position. So anyways, we kind of stayed and waited it out. And then remember how I told you guys that there was a guy on the right of us? I guess he knew that maybe we were scared. Obviously he was probably hiding or something like that, and he pounded on the window and he said, it's over, like you guys can leave. So I just remember turning the car on, and then I was trying to get out. I was so scared that actually instead of putting reverse, I put drive, and then I started to drive up a little bit, and I realized that I was going forward. So I quickly put it into reverse.
No, you didn't realize. I remember when she was like, girl! Because I was like, because when she was going, like, we were going straight to the store, and I remember I screamed, and she was like, girl! And then she was like, oh shit. Then she's like, then you switched to back up.
Yeah, so then I was backing up, and I was like literally like doing it like
bad.
I was like shaking and doing it all over. And then remember how we told you guys that there was a girl of like that couple or whatever that was fighting? I didn't realize that she was behind me, so I was kind of reversing and like literally almost about to crash into her until she brought it to my attention. She's like, there's a car right there, you can't go that way. And then, you know, thankfully between us two being in shock, we were able to kind of use two brains into one brain cell. And I ended up not crashing into her, but I remember just swerving around and getting out and driving away. But I was so scared that the car or whoever it was following us. I even thought that the car in front of us was those people that were actually doing it. And I just remember being so scared. I was like, oh my God, are they gonna go after us? Because they're like, this is a witness or what? And we just kept continuing to drive away. And mind you, we were already so tired from the day, and then to put this on top of that, you know, it was something that was just so intense. And I just remember we were driving back home, and then on the way, this girl's telling me like, you need to call your insurance and let them know. And I was like, honestly, at this point, the last thing that I care about right now is my car, because she already knew that it was gonna have some damage to it. And I was just like, I really, really don't care about my car right now. I'm just happy to be alive. And then we ended up getting home and we saw the damage. I'll go ahead and insert on the screen so you guys can kind of see what happened to it.
When we got like out, she was like so like, oh my God, these people found me, you know.
I was paranoid.
Paranoid, yeah. She was really paranoid. And I say about the car because like I was like I was still in shock, but at the same time we knew what happened. You know, the car got shot. We almost, you know, didn't make it from there. But at the end of the day, we're leaving the scene, right? So when you do a claim on a like, you know, like regular car accident, you have to call the police, right? So they can, you know, file the report and then give it to you, because then you don't want to have proof. So in my mind, I'm like, well, we made it alive, right? But we're still in shock and all this, but you still have to deal with this, and then we're leaving, so let's see how this, you know, is gonna like go, because, you know, the car is like new and, you know, this thing happened. Then when she's driving and like all paranoid, because she was like, oh my God, they're following me. And then she's like trying to go to like, because this 7-Eleven, like it was on the way to our house, so that's why we stopped there in the first place. So she was trying to like go around other streets, you know, just to like nobody to follow us. And then we made it here.
Yeah, and then it was crazy because after I saw the damage that my car got, it literally punctured the little piece in the trunk that you press in order for the trunk to go up. And I was like, wow, like I really think that this car like saved us from getting hit, because it was directly in the middle, so it could have gone straight through, and then who knows, you know, which one of us it could have gotten. And I was so paranoid that I even like took off my clothes and I asked her to look to see if I had like any like wounds or anything like that, if I was hit at all, because you know, when you're in shock, you may not feel things. And I was just like looking at the car and I was like, wow, like honestly, this car, like I think this car saved us, you know? You know, we came back to bed and then both of us were just in such shock. We were trying to both fall asleep. It was super hard to fall asleep. Honestly, I was just thinking some of the most intense thoughts. I wanted to burst out crying. I already knew I was so tired, so I didn't want to put myself through more stress. But then the next day, honestly, that's when things started to become a reality. And I just remember thinking like, wow, like, you know, we go through life every single day and we're always like, okay, what do I want next? For example, oh my God, I can't wait till I have this. I can't wait till I have that. I can't wait till I have a house. I can't wait till I'm rich. And it's like, life is so fragile. It could literally be gone any second. And I was like, all that other stuff doesn't matter. Even for example, if we would have got injured and then can't walk anymore or not able to work anymore, like how different our lives would be. Like honestly, I started to not only feel, when after that happened, I was just sitting there and I was thanking God, because I do believe in God, and I was like, wow, like you literally just saved us. Like really, like we got so lucky and so blessed to still be able to make it. And then aside from being grateful and really having a better perspective on life, it just reminded me again how much I love her and appreciate her. And you know, it was crazy because we both went through something that was so traumatic together, and it just made me like think again, like, oh my God, I never want to lose this person. Like that would be one of the worst things ever, you know? Aww. So
well, I love you more.
I love you more.
I love you more.
But yeah, besides that, you know, honestly, we did get traumatized by it. It took some time. I mean, honestly, today is day 3. I'm not fully 100% myself, but definitely have had some time to process it. We're very thankful to still be alive. Very thankful to, you know, not have even been injured or anything like that. And
I mean, at least for my part, I know that, you know, people have experienced this so many times before. Like I said, you see that now with social media, you see a lot of news in social media, people going through this. This could have happened in a mall, you know, anywhere. But is different thing like seeing it on the news than actually experience it and actually, you know, be alive and sit down and talk about it, you know. And just like you guys that are watching, just like be mindful where you are, you know. If you seen or you think that something looks weird around you, just go, you know. There is other stores, don't stay there, you know, because you never know what can happen, you know. There is like a lot of people in this world that are not mentally, you know, well, and there's bad people too, you know. And then like us, we were in the wrong time at the wrong place, you know. And that, you know, I know so many people have been in this same position, but I feel like, yeah, like if you feel like something is weird, something's off, just like move, you know. Even though, like, I don't know if you have like moved before, maybe we'll have caught, it will be a different story too, you know, because, you know, we, right when she was like pulling out, that's when the thing, you know, start happening. So who knows, you know, like life, God, you know, whoever was there, you know, I guess it wasn't our time to leave. And thanks to the Tesla too, because it was like, you know, got that thing for us. So
yeah, and like she said, just always trust your instinct. If you feel like something is off, you have to pay attention to that. And like she said, you know, maybe be careful at night. Don't go places that you shouldn't be.
Yeah, especially at night.
And yeah, trust your instinct. So that's our story time. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like I mentioned, we're really grateful to be alive. We're really grateful to be sitting here and being able to make more videos and content for you guys. So if you like this video, go ahead and drop a like. Be sure to subscribe, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you for watching. Bye.